darkest feeling deepest, noble enough to see the world, map to find the key was lost, to save the many strength. family darkest feeling deepest. Noble enough to see the world. Map to find the key was lost. To save the man strength. Darkest feeling deepest. Noble enough to see the world. Map to find the key was lost. To save the man strength. Darkest feeling deepest. Noble enough to see the world.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Followers of Mayhem. In the last episode, we found out Rua had been stuck in the private little pocket dimension that our group has. And most of the group spent the session trying to open a book while relaxing after taking on some shambling mounds. In this episode, we will be doing stuff like traveling. So, you guys wake up in the morning. It's a wonderfully black day in your pocket dimension. What do you guys do?
One thing I want to mention for the streamers and everyone else, I actually thought the portals had doors on them, hence my behavior last week. Apparently they don't. That's all.
No worries. Alex just goes around to check on everyone in the morning, see how they're all doing.
All right.
Grisura leads Rura to the kitchen.
So, you all eat. You all greet. And soon enough, it's about time to head out. Is there anything you guys want to do before you leave somewhere?
Oh, I would tend her wounded garden with small tears in her eyes.
Your tears fertilize the ground. It's ultimate.
Rura says, "I'm sorry."
Oh yeah, and Alex checks on Nihilus to make sure he's all right.
Nihilus has picked a little corner and is currently just sitting in it.
Hey, little buddy.
Yeah. Did we not?
Doing all right?
Okay. Note to self: give him Shikon's room.
I'm fine.
Had a nice rest.
Sure. It was fun. Fine.
All right. Well, we'll be heading to Frozen soon, so get ready.
I didn't exactly pack for the trip, so I don't really have a lot on me. So yeah, I'm kind of packed,
Don't worry. We've got enough for you to keep you warm.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
All right. Everybody get what you need done, and well, let's head on out.
So, anything else anyone wants to do? All right. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something I can do in the chat.
Well, the only reason that's being done in the chat is because Rira can't talk at the moment. But yeah, you can all do that while we start traveling. So, let's see. You're all in somewhere. Would you like to stop by You Are Here on your way?
Goodness, who made this map?
Nah, let's just head straight to Frozen. I think we've probably, spent enough time doing what we can.
That was only a joke anyway. I haven't actually prepared anything for that.
I know. Still, just give it a bit of logic behind it.
So,
By the way, to save up on rations, I will be using this spell every day.
yeah?
I just remembered I had it.
Food and water?
Yep.
Alright. So, yeah, everyone, you all just watch. You travel for the day, and when you get down, Aruba's probably, getting ready to head out to hunt, and then she just glances to Fiona, and you all watch as Fiona just holds out her hand and says, "What do you want to make the magic word?" Fiona.
This.
Shabam?
Hold on, and while I pull up this English to Drow Irish translator.
Okay. So, for those of you in the voice chat, Alar cries and hugs Rura with the tears of many wounded plants. Dennis speaks up. "I can put them out of their misery if it would help." And Rura goes, "I'll help you from now on. Now that I know where I am, I'll make it up to you, big sis, I swear." And Alar responds back to Dennis with, "I can put you out of your misery if you like to, Dennis." And then Grisura approaches, looking anxious. Dennis is like, "I was joking." And then Grisura's like, "Hey guys, could you help me with something?" And Grisura's like, and Rua's like to Grisura, "Yes." And then Alar's like, "I suppose so, what's the issue?" And then Dennis is like, "Food." And then Grisura's like, Alex wants to teach me how to swim. It's just, I need help finding a bathing suit." Gasp! What drama we have here!
My food was a suggestion for the magic words.
Yeah. In the meantime, Beldro, Kahalin, Lueth, Niar.
and you just watch as this big pile of food just suddenly appears.
Yeah. Like, it just, like, falls in an unceremonious heap on the ground.
And Alex takes a bite out of something. He's like, ugh, like ash in the mouth, but you know what? It'll keep me going.
So, Rue's like at Krizura, and then she beams and goes, shopping for a suit, really? And Allah's going back, clapping her hands together and going, oh my god! And then Krizura's like, blush, blush, oh my god, blush. And
This
it's
is
so
embarrassing.
This is embarrassing, oh my god. I'll stop now. I was just having fun with that. So, you all head on 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6, 7, 8. And then, Fiona, you get a message.
Ooh.
Well, you know, it's probably right about when you wake up in the morning, you receive a message from Elnath.
And okay, okay, and the message is...
Let me pull it up real quick. Where is it? Scrolling, blah, 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 blah. Forgive my absence. I was in an area that blocks every sort of attempt to find someone, sending, scrying, and so forth. I know not the message that you sent, only that you sent it. Gotta remember that there's a 25-word limit.
And that won't be an issue. Oh, there you are. Where the fuck is my niece?
Pardon?
Where is my niece?
Are you referring to the one related to Kagura or the one that you're not aware of?
In the one I'm not aware of. I mean, the one related to Kagura, unless Felicia has been, unless Felicia has been much busier than I realized.
Well, I'm not sure what she's up to right at this moment, but I'm sure she's fine.
Okay, but you know where she is, right?
Well, yes.
Can you tell me?
No.
Hey, it's gonna make some people unhappy.
Yes, well, it will all make sense when you do eventually meet up with her.
Yeah, when people talk like that, they tend to be plotting world domination or some shit.
You can hear him being puzzled about that as he says, I mean, there's not really much of the world to dominate now, is there?
That's fair. I'd still really appreciate it if I could see that, verify her safety for myself.
I can see why you'd make that argument, but that cannot happen for quite right now.
Right now, meaning it can happen later.
Yes, you will see her later, most likely.
Define later.
Does he have this many spell slots?
This is taking place over multiple days.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why I keep moving the token. Oh, Well, it depends on travel time, but maybe a month, maybe 2.
How many days have passed since the last date stamp?
Since the last date stamp?
Which would be like day 4, I think.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, 7 days.
Okay.
Now, while Vienna thinks of a next response, just real quick, back to the whole chat. Grisura was all blush, and then Grisura's like, just keep it down, okay? And Rua's like, swear! And Alaa would gasp even louder, it's for a guy, Rura! And then Rua's like, really? Who? And then Grisura's like, it's not for a guy, I just don't know where to begin. They don't teach you how to swim in Colosseum cells. And Alaa raises a fist into the air. You see, my dear little sis, it's a hidden lover only one Grisura knows of. And then Rua's like, oh, really? That's so sweet. And now we cut back to Vienna.
I did not say that.
I said
I
I can chat now.
And okay.
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 Still need more time, Vienna?
Secret lover. Secret lover.
Okay,
Secret lover.
stop it.
I do not.
Okay. Okay. Next question. We have to deal with a lich now. Any tips beyond go for the phylactery?
Pack plenty of holy water and take a wizard with you from Frozen.
We're on our way there as it happens.
Yes, I know.
I could just poor Rura, she's so oblivious. Like she just hang on every word Alara is saying and just looks so happy at Grisura. Grisura's just like glaring at them both like, that's not true!
We'll get back to that in a second. Is there anything else you want to ask Vienna?
Not really, no.
Okay, so we'll finish. We'll finish off Rura and Grisura's and Alaa's talk, and then we'll go to the next day, so you can share it if you wish.
Secret.
Okay,
secret
so
lover.
to cut things to the point, hidden lover, only one Grisura knows, and Rura's like, that's so sweet, and then Alaa's like, that is so little sis. And Grisura's like, I don't have a secret lover. And you may continue now.
Rura just looks confused and she goes, oh really? But Alara said you do.
Well,
Isn't
she's
that why you want the
lying.
suit? Wasn't that why you want the suit though?
No, I want the suit so I can learn how to swim.
For
In
your
case-
lover, right?
I don't have a lover. I spent the entire year focused on killing Cleaver, and before that, I was busy fighting for my life in the Colosseum cells.
But hey, the heat of battle and the thrill of a hunt can be very romantic if you do it right.
You know, you just took the words right out of my mouth, Alara, just like high fives, Fiona.
Meanwhile, Dennis is very intently working on something so he can ignore the current conversation.
Yeah, like Alex just looks at Vierna like did you seriously just say that? And he says, "How do you know that?"
Vierna's got the biggest shit-eating grin right now.
Rura just kind of looks at Grisura confused and goes, but you write letters a lot, right?
Wait, what?
And
You write letters often, though. I mean,
Yes, to my
aren't one of them-
It must be her to her secret lover. It's the only answer possible. Don't you see
No.
this, Rura? It is the only explanation.
You lie.
Rura looks conflicted. She doesn't know what else to believe, Alara or Grisura.
Grisura
Okay.
holds out one of the letters she was going to send to Noxon. I sent letters to Noxon and the others from the old Colosseum days. They're basically my family. I do not have a secret lover.
Well, Reserve, we need to have a little discussion about you and your Noxan, but we'll have that another day because this is not first time.
We're assuming.
No, hey,
You
no.
are-
That's
Okay, Alar, you're
that
being.
age difference makes it creepy, LR. Clearly,
Yes,
her
and I.
secret lover is Seer.
I don't. No. First, Noxon is
Yeah, it would
basically.
make more sense.
Shut up.
Poor
Okay,
Gazera.
first
Yeah, like-
Noxon.
Yeah,
I'm-
like basically, roll. Okay, like anyone with even a gram of insight can tell that Fiona doesn't actually believe any of this. She's just saying this to be a shit.
Yeah, and Grizzler is just ready to tackle Virna and get her in a headlock.
Okay, yeah, because that worked out so well the last few times.
I mean, hey, it's how we all met.
No, I got into a fight with Alar and I was thrown in a cell.
You both were.
So, let's just say that you all settle your dispute like adults,
We're not.
Nope.
No, we're not.
or
No.
not, and you're...
So-
Yeah?
Oh, sorry, I was going to joke by saying, so let's just say you settled this dispute like adults, cuts to them doing 5-finger fillet.
So, and you will head on your way, traveling, and by this point you can actually see the Wizard's Tower of Frozen in the distance. It's because Frozen is a circling sphere that floats high into the air, and in that sphere you can fly, and there's a lot of free floating buildings. You can actually see it from quite some days away. So, by this point, Vienna, you've finished your sending.
Okay, so by the way, guys, Elnap has resurfaced from wherever he was. I've been in conversation with him. He does have the princess, or at least knows where she is. He would not tell me where she was, but he said we would see her soon enough.
Of course he'd say that.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he tell you though? He's
He
afraid.
said we'd understand when we saw her. And yes, I let him know how shady that sounded, but he did not really care.
You think
Of
he's
course he-
afraid that? You think he's afraid that someone might read your mind and come after her?
Possibly.
I don't know, someone like your mother.
Maybe.
Oh, whatever. I mean, at least it seems like, as far as we know, she's alright.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Anything else you want to do before we fast forward the final days to Frozen?
Nah.
Oh, actually, I do. Yeah, like Vierna, seems to be contemplating something for a while, and then she asks Kagura, "So, tell me about your sister. She's kind of a sickly kid, if I recall, right?"
Well, I don't know if I would call her sickly, but she does come off that way. She's timid. She
Doesn't get
Doesn't
out
talk.
much. Not a very active social life.
nobody in my family ever got out much
Hmm.
or had a social life.
I wonder. And Vierna seems to be, and Vierna just gets lost in thought for a while afterward.
So as he checks a day's worth of travel,
It's about a month's journey.
I'm asking so I have proper calculations for my book.
Okay,
No surprises.
I told
Sorry.
you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay? 21
Okay.
days. Okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Anything else anyone wants to do before we head into Frozen?
Oh yeah. Alex offhandedly mentions, "Oh yeah, guys, guess what? I actually learned a new language while we were, in between things."
Oh, really?
How'd you do that?
You can learn a language by spending around a month learning it in your downtime.
But yeah, in between rests and all that, I had Horo teach me Draconic.
Oh, cool.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, it's not really as useful these days, but I don't know. I just felt like it was probably important to learn.
Oh, you too, huh?
Oh yeah, that's right. You said you read Draconic at some point, didn't you?
I remember writing Draconic in that letter. I remember writing Draconic in the letter I sent to Sarai, hoping that it would end up in Grisura's hands.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, guess we got something in common now.
Okay. So, real quick, is there anything anyone else wants to do?
That's it.
Well, we can hear you typing.
What
Thank you.
Are you saying we didn't already? Are you saying we didn't have a lot in common already, Alex?
No. It's just,
I mean,
Just-
your family and mine are connected to Mayhem.
Oh, yeah. I guess.
How exactly my family is connected to him, I don't know, but that's what everyone says.
Look, you get what I mean. I don't know. I'm happy I know another language. Okay, might be able to get some practice with it.
So, it's considering your line of work, I would think it would come in handy.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Alright. Anything else? Alright. Oh, did you guys want to say something, Grisura?
I was actually gonna reply in chat about what Alar said, but since you've given me the opportunity, as soon as Alar says, yeah, they'll help, Grisura gets a quote-unquote evil idea and grins evilly. We might as well find bathing suits for you three. She points to Alara and Vierna.
I swim
It's so hard.
in full armor. I don't really need a bathing suit.
Suits are kind of hard to find for my
You know what?
size.
But if you want to find me one, surprise me. I'll see what you come up with.
You swim in that? How do you not sink?
So, Alar, as for you, yeah, you would probably have to get a bathing suit custom made since you're a centaur. But it is possible, so it's not impossible, it's just, you'd have to get a custom made. Okay?
I figured.
Yeah. Anything else anyone wants to do?
Nah, that's good.
Okay. So, the days pass and you get closer and closer, the city growing bigger and bigger, until you finally hit the border that marks where you can finally feel the weightlessness fill you. And then you're able to fly. It is directed by thoughts, so all you need to do is think where you want to go.
Okay, now let's see that. See that big tower up there?
Yeah, yes.
Think very hard about flying to it. That's where we're going.
And you watch him look up, and then suddenly he's like, "Wah!" And he goes flying right towards it at a breakneck speed.
I follow
Oh,
him.
God.
Is he gonna be alright?
I
He's
mean,
gonna
they,
have-
I
He's
mean,
gonna.
I imagine they've installed some kind of safety measure since I've been here, right? And I just kick off after him.
You just hear a splat.
Dennis, I think you might have to help him learn how to fly around here.
Okay. Alex? Would you be
Right.
okay if I borrowed that key and see
Ah.
if my master could make a copy of it?
Right. The key. All right, and he hands it to Dennis, and he says, "Well, before he takes it, he says, I want it back, okay?"
You will get it back.
All right. Well, see you later.
So,
And
And
he heads off.
who isn't going to the Wizard's Tower?
Grizera's gonna go swimsuit shopping with Rura.
You can do that after the tower if you want.
Oh sure, because we need LR too.
So yeah, Alex, are you going with them to the tower?
They can catch Alex up. He's gonna shop around a little bit, see what the prices of magic items and all that look like.
Is it snowing around this area?
It is currently not. No, and in fact it's rather quite warm inside the bubble. So, Rura and Grizura aren't going to the tower, and neither is Alex, just to confirm.
Yeah, Alex is doing he'll probably head there later, but he's doing a quick sweep of the town to see what the prices on magic items look like, because he imagines maybe they're a bit cheaper since he might get them from here and not from Mercy.
Alright, so, I'm gonna need you to roll me an investigation, and as
Investigation?
as for Grizura and Rura, what are you two doing?
I thought we were going to the tower with Alara since we kinda need her for the shopping thing.
Alright, well, you move your tokens right on up to the tower then.
Okay.
Boop, boop, boop,
God
boop.
damn it.
Okay, so you ask around and all they say is, look, if you want magic items on the cheap, you're gonna have to go to the Wizard's Tower.
Alright. Well, here we go. Alex thinks about it, and he heads off.
Yo, do you think about slowing down before you hit the wall?
Yeah.
Okay, so you zoom
only
up
ha-
and then you slow down as your mind thinks you do not want to hit the wall. Yeah, you have to think about not hitting the wall to not hit the wall.
Everybody.
Alright, so you will all enter the tower. Inside, there's a large circular room with a reception desk and a couple of chairs. There's also a permanent teleportation circle right in the reception. And you can see a woman in some robes and with a wizard's hat just sort of lazily placed on her head. She's currently leafing through some sort of newspaper, and she looks up as you enter and says, "Good day. I am Wizard Therakoft. How can I help you?"
Is this again?
Oh, it's you.
You say this like it's a horrible thing.
Oh, do I now? And she rises, and you watch as those of you who are still at the entrance, you see her pull out a book and open it, and there's a page which says, "Press if Dennis." And she presses the button before closing the book and putting it away. You just hear this brief beep boop sound, and then you hear, only Allah would hear this, but Allah would hear from upstairs people going, "Oh God, it's Dennis! Quick, pack up all the books!" Why are you mixing acid in our library when Dennis is here? Quickly stop! Oh no, it's getting everywhere! And you just hear Ella would hear sounds of panic. Oh my god, it's gained sentience! Kaboosh! No one else hears this.
A large chuckles at this. Dennis has seemed to make a name for himself.
So, the lady, waits.
Question.
Yep.
Did Dennis see the book? See the page in the book?
No, he just saw her open a book and then close a book after tapping the page.
Okay.
So, she waits for a moment and then you hear a second beep boop. And she's like, alright, you can get on up then. Just, don't mind the mess.
Okay.
So,
Is there any books up there?
oh, it's a wizard's tower. Of course there's books. And you see her sit down and once more open the newspaper and give her... this will be a day. She mostly says that to herself. So, as you head on up the spiral staircase to the second floor, you see students quickly putting away book after book into these very tall and pretty filled bookshelves. Some of them are trying to squish just one last book into each place, and they look over and they say, "Oh, hi, Dennis. How are you? Hi." And Dennis, you recognize one of them as a female yokai that you used to do lessons with back when you were still learning here. Her name is Shipley.
Oh, Shipley.
Hi, Dennis. How are you? You doing good?
I got a girlfriend.
She pauses at that and she narrows her eyes. Roll me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh, oh, wow.
Wow. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. So So she narrows her eyes and she looks like she's oh. Okay, there we go. She looks like she's trying to not believe it, but she can see the honesty in your face and she's like, good for you, Dennis. Well, let me know how long that lasts, alright? If it lasts longer than, let's say a year, I'll buy you lunch or something, okay?
We've been going for 6 months, says Alar.
Yeah, and I can attest to how real this girlfriend is. She's actually from my hometown.
Well, I guess I'm out of lunch then. And she turns and goes back to shoving books into the thing now.
What happened with all the books?
We were, well, gravity doesn't exist, and, we had a lot of books floating, and when you know how it is. We're fine. You should head on up. You've got to deal with Wade's tick.
They were panicking earlier whenever they heard it.
Did Alar say that out loud?
Yes.
They were panicking when they heard I was here?
A little bit.
Grisera, guys, we are on a time. We are in a hurry, so...
Oh yeah, that's right.
Bjorn is already at the next stairwell.
Alright. So you head
She is
upstairs,
getting the whole
and
thing.
you... Sorry.
Don't forget Nellis.
I'm getting him. So you head upstairs, and the next floor is just filled with desks, filled with scrolls, all stuffed in the little drawers, and you see a couple of people just currently working away. They appear to be making scrolls of some kind or another. There's also a suspicious pile of acid in one corner that's currently eating through a desk.
Grisera puts her hands on Dennis and is like, "Keep it moving, Dennis."
Fine.
The next floor is filled with beds. You see a couple people who are currently trying to rapidly shake the sleep out of their eyes, and they look over and give a nervous wave to Dennis.
He waves back.
And then you finally make it to the floor that Wiztig is on. You see him sitting on a couch next to a snow leopard tabaxi. And Allah would hear this as they're heading up the stairs. They are discussing things in a very soft tone, and it appears to be like, I'm sure if you, had a scroll right there that your students should find it, and, if it explodes in their face, that'll be a good life lesson for them. But, if you, want to just, not do that, you could also just show them how to make the scrolls, and, then, if they explode, it's on them instead of you. And, and you hear the voices quiet as they hear you, heading up the stairs. Again, only Allah heard that bit. The two stand up as you all emerge from the stairs, and you're able to see the tabaxi in his entirety. And he smiles at you all and says, "Oh, hey, I am Thanel. It's a pleasure to meet you all."
I think we lost what was in between am and pleasure.
Huh?
I think your
We
mic
lost-
dropped the name.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Thanel. It's a pleasure to meet you all.
Hello,
Yeah.
Thano.
Like absently waves.
Grisera just nods.
Dennis gives them a handshake.
Rura
Hey,
just waves a little awkwardly with a smile.
He returns the handshake and he says, "You're Dennis, aren't you?
Yes.
I've heard you have quite an aptitude for making of magic items."
Yeah, they seem to work.
Do you
when they
have
work,
one?
they're useful.
Do you have one you can show me right now?
I have this book. He pulls out the book. I can copy other books, but not. I want it to be like, it would be easier if if I could ask the book stuff. Which, by the way, is it possible if I could borrow a polymorph scroll so I can learn how to do something like that?
Wiztig thinks for a moment and then he flicks a hand and a scroll hovers right in front of Dennis and he says, "Sure. You may get
Thank
it."
you.
And you watch as Thanel looks to the book and he offers a hand and he says, "May I hold the book for a moment?"
Sure.
And he
He hands
pulls.
her the book.
He takes the book and he opens it to one of the front pages, and then he pulls out a first page and slips it into the front of the book, and then points to it and says, "Well, if you enchanted this specific page like a brand new page, and you put it in the front, you could have it act as like an index of all the different pages."
Interesting.
And he closes the book and then offers it back.
Thank you.
You are actually very talented, you know? You just need to have a mind to direct your abilities.
Oh, speaking of which, I obtained a girlfriend recently.
Well,
and
there
I
you
was
go.
wondering, Master, if you could duplicate this interdimensional key.
And Thanos smiles a bit of a smug, and he says, "Well, there you go." And Wiztig just shakes his head and he looks at the key and then he says, "Okay, so basic dimension door, yeah. So I can probably, I should be able to make a spare key, but this isn't something I can do for free. Sorry. So it'll cost you
I know.
about 50
How much
gold
will
a
it
key.
cost? 50 gold pieces?
Yeah, 50 gold should cover it.
Okay. He
Not,
hands over
you won't even
50
do
gold.
it free for your students? All our time.
It's an expensive key.
It is.
Hmm.
Some spells
Isn't-
cost money to do it.
Would you, he gives you a look and he says, shrugging, and he shrugs and says, and it would have probably cost around 500 gold if I wasn't, doing it for free. Maybe even
That's fair.
1,000.
Isn't Dennis technically not a student here anymore?
Yeah, he's not, but, this place will probably be his one day, you know?
Wow.
Anyway,
I'm sorry.
we've kind of gotten off topic here.
So,
We actually can't.
Dennis says, I'm gonna work on copying this scroll to my book while you guys talk about things.
Dennis over there, and Wistig just lets Dennis go.
Where's her?
Okay.
Okay, next
Where's-
order of business is I motion Nahlis over. Got a new student for you.
Nellus remains at the back.
I understand you and Julie Tassin hate each other.
Me, and Wistig points to himself.
Yes.
Who's Julie?
Dark elf woman, powerful enchantment wizard. I understand you two fought each other once.
Never heard of her, sorry. But if you have a student, yeah, we'll start him on the beginner courses, see what he has the aptitude for, and yeah, we'll see what he does, what happens from there.
Can I insight check Wiztick take over the never heard of her? I think.
Sure. Wistig is honestly, he doesn't care enough to remember.
Wow.
That would explain why they're both still alive.
But yeah, realizing this, Alex actually snickers a little bit and covers his mouth.
Wow, that bad, huh?
And he just leans in and he whispers like, "Yeah, it's funny."
So
Mm.
he looks to Naxon and he gives him a look up and down, and then he says, "Nervous one?"
Noxon.
Nallus,
No,
sorry.
no.
Nallus. They both
Nallus.
start with an N, so he looks to Nallus and he says, Charlene, is he? To Vienna.
Yeah.
Very. You
Alright.
didn't have the best upbringing.
Yeah, I get you. We get a couple of those. Some try to, enact revenge and stuff. Like, just last week I had to clean up a whole village that got burned down and, revive about, I think it was like 300 people. Something like that.
And I thought Fulma getting stuck in a time loop was bad.
Yes, and No Town get a lot of flack. They kind of have a whole rivalry going on because their towns are so close and separated by mountains.
Alright, well, we just figured we'd bring Nihilus here because, well, give him a chance to figure things out himself, he's...
Yeah, leave him here and, we'll start him on the couple of courses,
He needs positive guidance.
Alright, we'll put him with one of the kindergarten teachers. That should give him plenty of positive reinforcement. And, you see Wiz
Possibly
take,
not that. Yeah, I don't think you need to touch that gentle.
Wistig rises and he reaches into the pile of papers, and his entire arm goes into the papers, and he pulls out a spell book and a wand, and then he walks over to Nahlis and hands them to the kid who's currently kind of pinned against the wall trying to hide, and he nails and he offers the book and the wand and he says, "So, don't fret, we're not gonna rush you. You don't have to make any decisions right now. Just feel free to look around, and when you're ready to begin learning, you can. If you decide you don't want to learn, you can also do that, and we will send you home on the first teleport circle. Sound good? Okay. Yeah, okay.
Hey, Vienna's gonna. Vienna nods to Alice. We'll talk later, and then she's going to head down to the library for a thing that she also needs to just grab.
All right. Wiztig is.
We can go over that after we're done with the conversation with Wiztig.
Sure. So Wiztig is then going to turn back to the group, and then he's gonna lean on his walking stick a bit and say, "So, what's next?"
Oh, yes. We are currently tracking down a, what was it? Yes, a lich that is supposedly nearby somewhere. We're trying to find the phylactery that he hid somewhere.
Ah, a lich. And, Fennel actually speaks up and he says, I actually think I know where that might be. There's a string of mountains just a little north of here that, well, not mountains, you don't really have the big mountains, but, there's a little place where it's nestled right in the, and Wiztig cuts him off and says, okay, can you lead them there? And Thanos like, yeah, I can do that. And Wiztig's like, great, and he looks to the Alex and says, so there you go, you got a guide, and, he's a pretty good wizard too, so, you should have some decent backup there.
Alright, well, we admittedly were a bit worried about that, because most of us are, of the spell slinging variety.
And you watch as Thanos just folds his arms and he goes, alright, I'm an alright wizard. And he just quietly mumbles to himself, a bit annoyed.
What was that?
Thanos just mumbling to himself about being called
no.
alright.
Sorry, I should have got. Sorry, I should have been more accurate. Alex turns over and says, "What was that?"
Oh, nothing.
You sure?
Yes.
Well, all right. If there is anything wrong, don't be afraid to say anything. All right?
I know.
Right.
How tall is this guy?
He is he's shorter than Allah. He's about I'd say 6 to 7 feet, something around there. Not too tall, but he's a little taller than average.
Okay. Alar's gonna walk over to him and nudge his shoulder. Hey, big guy, you doing okay?
Oh, I'm perfectly fine. I mean, I just love going after a lich. It's fun. Yeah. And he's grimacing.
I'm
I
gonna
like to roll an
insight
insight. We both want to roll insight.
Okay. Roll insight.
Damn, a 2.
Oh, you think he's telling the truth. He absolutely loves going after liches.
Well, don't worry, we got the greatest lich for you out there. He is monster.
Great.
Can I roll insight while I'm copying my spell?
You may. Well, I'll need to gather.
Probably should just stop now. Yeah.
I won't need my spell book or anything. I'll just make do with my memorized spells. Yeah, I have a photographic memory.
You sure?
Oh, do you?
Isn't that a bit dangerous?
It'll be fine. I've got a photographic memory.
Well, all right, if you say so.
What a big, strong wizard you are.
He pauses a bit, and you watch it, and you see him looking at Alar, and he just goes, "Right, thank you."
Wow, you're drooling.
All right. Well, and Alex looks back to Wiztig and he says, "Actually, there's one more thing I personally wanted to talk to you about. I'm sorry to hold you up like this."
Oh, you're fine. I wasn't doing much anyway. Just yeah. He doesn't say what he was doing. That's what he says.
Yeah, and Alex just like waits for him to say what he was doing for a bit. He's like, "Okay then." So I was told that if I wanted to get magic items on the cheap, I should come here.
Oh yeah, we can probably make them fairly cheaply. Hey.
Hello. But yeah, so this is probably going to be a bit more on the expensive side, but what's the lowest that you can do for some braces of defense?
Braces of defense, huh?
I already offered to make them and he declined.
Mm-hmm. So there.
Were there no wisecracks to my response?
Wiztig is currently
but I'm 2 floors from you by now.
Yeah.
I mean, Alex responds with, "That's well, I did appreciate the offer, Dennis, but the the fact that you said that it could fail and I'll lose that money is just it seemed like too big of a risk to me."
Wiztig is leafing through a book and then he points to something and he says, "Ah, yes, the braces. Yeah, I can probably do them for around 500 gold."
You sure?
Yeah.
How long will that take?
Well, I have to do some, and, there's always the, people, my students tend to make, crisis, and I have to go deal with them in the moment, but, if you give me about a week, I should have it done.
Alright, well, it's better than nothing.
I can get it delivered to you if you want.
Is that another 50?
It was 500, not 50. 500
Yeah, but I mean,
gold
like,
for
is that like another 50 on top of the 500?
Nah, I can do it for free.
Alright, well, I would appreciate that, if that's okay.
Sure. I'll
And,
get it done for you, and it should appear in your bag in about a week.
873. Alright, there we go. And Alex gives him the 500 gold.
He takes the money and he watches his hand waves on it, and then the money just vanishes.
Alright, well, hope I can. I'll see you very soon. And thank you very much, Wistig. Sorry for the trouble.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, honestly, you caught me on one of my free days, luckily. Otherwise, I'd already be out the door. And he pauses for a moment, and he watches his eyes go to heaven, and he says, "Really?" And then he looks back to you all and he says, "I'm sorry, I gotta go. One of my students just released a demon onto a town south of here."
Alex just kind of like gives this confused look and he shrugs and says, "As you do."
Wait, what town?
Oh, where was it? He said it in the thing. I know it was, well, it doesn't actually have a name. It's got like 10 buildings in it, and, there's a little cult that runs out of it. Most people just call it Cult Town.
So it's a place that you really wouldn't care about anyway.
Most people, but, well, a demon is summoned, so I gotta go deal with that.
All right.
Hold on, old man. I have a question of my own.
Yeah?
Does your library happen to have any in-depth historical records of the island?
Oh, sure.
Particularly anything documenting a time when say a Hengi yokai developed multiple tails.
Yeah. If it's not there, it's in our forbidden ward, in which case I can't really help you. It's, not even Dennis is allowed to read into that. But you might find something there, but, like, even I'm not allowed into the forbidden ward. It's, where we keep the knowledge to the 10th level spells and stuff.
In other words, shit people shouldn't know about.
Yeah.
What? Knowing my luck, it's probably in there. What I'm looking for is probably in there.
Well, try your luck with the library here. You might get lucky.
And with that, Wiztig begins to mutter, and with a quiet, he vanishes.
With my luck, and knowing my luck, Elnath will probably snuck in the library and put the books I'm looking for in the forbidden ward himself.
Look, just at least give a look-see before you start being all down in the dumps, hey?
Yeah, Ruben gives Kagura a bit of a look when he talks about her savior like that.
What are you guys gonna do?
I'm just gonna make sure Nihilus is alright, and then I guess I'll talk with Thaniel for a bit.
Have fun.
Better you than me. The guy reminds me of my dad too much.
Flannel just watches them go and he just scratches his head, and then he pulls up his hood and he just sits back down.
Yeah, we're an odd bunch. Leave us alone.
I didn't say anything.
No, I'm not out of character. I'm sorry. I just see the whole like these kids are weird. Just sits down and ignores them.
So,
But yeah,
before that,
moving to Vienna now, I'd say.
Yep. Before that, Vienna. What book are you looking for?
Well, back when Vienna went, she's looking for the one of the standard necromancy textbooks used by the university. Just the beginner's version is one.
They've got 3 tomes. All for beginners.
It's not. Well, I mean, it's literally just a college textbook that Vienna's looking for.
Yeah, they got 3 different versions, as in there's an older version, then there's a newer version, and then there's a brand spanking new version.
Vienna's gonna flip through the newest version and very quickly just to make sure that just to see what's changed.
The new textbook is just more neatly laid out, and it lists different ways that you can learn depending on how you learn. Like, some people learn visually, some people learn by practicing, etc., etc.
So basically, like the 8th edition instead of 5th edition, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, she's going to check that one out of the library.
Okay, do you have a library card?
She used to. It's probably out of date by now.
You can always ask at the reception.
Vienna is going to do exactly that.
Okay. So the lady there looks up for a newspaper and then she says, "So you want to check that out of the library?"
Yeah, I could. Yeah, it could be for some time.
Alright, library card?
I don't have one anymore. And the one I used to have is probably at least a couple decades out of date by now.
Okay.
I don't
She
know.
places down a newspaper and pulls out this massive book that's nearly half the size of a person, and she says, "Name."
Vierna to sin.
She puts the book on its side, and she heads to the V section and opens it. And then she says,
No, it'll be under the T section, I think.
"Yeah, under the T section." And then she says, "Ah, I see you dropped out. Yeah, you'll have. I'm afraid you cannot borrow from us. You have to have at least finished 1 year of study here."
Where's Dennis? Okay, I can cook. Dennis.
Holy shit! Didn't even get through her first year.
And
Swear.
yeah, she had completed 1.5 semesters when she dropped out.
Wow, not that long.
I mean, she basically dropped out when she found that the college wasn't really teaching her anything new.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because again, she had decades of training as a necromancer in Prosh before then.
So, Dennis, you're interrupted from your writing of the spell by Vienna.
Hey, Dennis, I need you to check this out of the library on my behalf. Apparently, I can't. Apparently, dropouts aren't allowed books.
Okay, what do you need it for?
Just a personal thing I'm working on, or will be working on.
Dennis thinks for a moment. Will it make me more? You know, I'd rather not be more repulsive. If that makes more sense.
It will likely not affect you in any way. I just need you to check the book out on my behalf.
Okay. He reaches in his bag and hands her his library card. Don't lose it.
Thank you.
Alright, so you head
Okay.
back down.
So I head back down. Okay, so my friend and Dennis lent me his.
She looks to it and she says, "Yeah, that's Dennis for you." Alright, and she stamps it with this magic stamp in a small piece of paper that goes on the front. And then she hands the book to her and she says, It's due in about 5 years, don't be late."
That'll be more than enough time. Thank you very much. Okay, and then I'm going, and Vienna is going to head to the scroll making section.
Okay.
Like, she's gonna grab some of the scroll paper. Like, she's not making a scrolls, but scrolls all paper is nice and sturdy, and that's what she needs.
Alright,
and she's going to. This is probably going to be. This is probably going to be the rest of her. Is it the morning or the afternoon?
It's morning approaching midday.
Okay, she might do one now and do the rest for lunch. But she's going. But she's going but those glyph of warding materials that she grabbed from the Syndicate Manor.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to inscribe a glyph of ward. Like, she grabs 3 pieces of scroll paper and she inscribes a glyph of warding on each one.
Okay.
Yeah, each one will be armed with a spirit guardians, and they will be set to go off whenever an enemy he goes nearby them when they're laid out on the ground.
Okay.
Basically, I'm making landmines.
Alright. You do so?
And that's gonna be my next X 3 hours plus lunch break.
Alright. So
we can switch to someone else now.
Kagura, roll me an investigation.
Alrighty.
Okay, no more incense and no more diamond dust.
Okay. You found a small book on the royal family. It's pretty detailed. It lists all the different kings and queens going through the generations. What are you looking for in particular?
He's looking for anything. He's looking for anything. He'd already know who his ancestors were. What he's looking for is information on if any of them ended up
Had more
developing
tails than one?
yeah, had multiple tails like he did.
Alright. So you will go through it, and only the first queen ever had multiple tails. And according to a very small paragraph, apparently her mother had also had multiple tails.
Is this the same queen that tamed Mayhem?
This is, let me just check real quick. Where is it? I had it pinned, I just gotta find it. Okay. So this is Queen Kagari. And apparently her mother also had multiple tails.
So people so my ancestors did have multiple tails before, but they stopped developing them after the kingdom was founded. Why? What happened?
What else do you look into?
I guess now he would be looking for any more in-depth details on what happened with on the founding of Mayhem,
Well,
particularly anything to do with the dragon.
it says mostly what you know already, that the land was founded after Mayhem claved the land from the mainland, whose name has been forgotten to time. And one theory suggests that Mayhem was tamed by the Queen, and she is who became the first leader of the land. And you then read one little bit about her that it said like something hand waved, and apparently after she had one daughter, something happened and all records of it are stricken. And the book theorizes that something happened, but whatever it was covered up.
I can't find anything. Find anything on Queen Kagari's daughter.
No, this is Queen Kagari herself.
Oh.
After she had the daughter, something happened and the rest of her records are stricken from the book. In that the book says there's this big gap where they don't know what happened to her after she had her child.
Okay, Kagura starts becoming more anxious as he starts trying to look for more information.
You find another book and it lists the same thing. That despite having fairly detailed information about Queen Kagari up until the point that she had a daughter, Shortly afterwards, all records of her just vanish.
He realizes that nothing he finds here is going to get him anywhere, and he's not getting anywhere right now, and decides to.
You do find out one interesting tidbit, though, about the first queen. Her mother had the same name.
Kagari?
Queen Kagari was named after her mother. After her mother. So the mother of the first queen was also called Kagari.
So that would make her Queen Kagari the second?
It would if her mother had have been queen, but her mother wasn't.
That.
If that helps.
How much time would be passing? How much time would be passing at this point?
I'd say an hour or two. And if you need a moment, I can go to the other characters.
Yeah, I was about to suggest going to the others.
Serious case of deja vu. So, Razura, roll me an intelligence check. Okay. It's a little complicated and you're having a bit of trouble getting your head around all of it, but it's not as hard as you would think it would be now you can understand the words. Like, it just seems like following a cooking recipe almost.
You gonna roll for what school of magic it was?
No, I'm just explaining how spells work. They're kind of like a recipe, and that you have components, you have things you need to do, and yeah. So, Rura, what are you up to?
Rura's just trying not to get lost. This place is big.
Okay, well, fortunately, there's only one way up and one way down.
Yep, and even though she thinks this place is cool, she's not very comfortable being in enclosed places, so she's trying to leave.
Alright, well, you found your way down to the bottom floor and out into the open fairly easily.
Yep.
And you would probably feel a bit uncomfortable with the flying everywhere thing, because it kind of feels like the spell fly to you. So it's a little weird in that you don't need to flap your wings. But yeah.
I know, she just looks kind of conflicted, like, what is this? No one has wings and everybody can fly easily.
So,
she just kind of just sits outside by the door because she doesn't want to, like, just fly everywhere without actually using her wings.
Fair enough. So, Alex.
Yeah, Alex has taken a seat next to Nathaniel, and he just kind of like sighs and looks like, you know, he's trying to let out all the stress in his body. Can I be honest with you?
Is there any other kind?
Fair enough, I suppose. But just this whole thing of taking out a lich, it's just. I mean, I know we're not directly facing it, but I'll admit I'm kind of scared to death of it.
Well, the thing about
Dennis asked that question at some point in time, by the way.
what question?
So Nathaniel, do you happen to have a favorite lich? Because he failed his insight check.
Ah. Yeah, I have a favorite lich. It's called the Dead Ones.
My favorite too.
I'm
He
gonna have to agree with that.
he looks to Alex and he says, "The thing about fear is, it's there to warn you, but you can't let it control you."
I suppose you're right. It's just
If a wizard was afraid of a spell exploding in their face, it would never have fireball.
yeah, that's true. I'm sorry. It's just we just know that we are really appreciative that you're coming along with us for this.
Yeah,
Even if you might not be completely on board with it.
Oh no, I'm on board completely. The lich needs to be taken care of. I was just a bit...
A bit nervous.
Well, no, I just wasn't expecting your centaur friend to act that way.
Well, we're kind of a weird bunch. You get used to it, but I suppose for newcomers it's a bit funny.
He pauses and you watches his eyes narrow as he brings a hand up and waves it in front of him and he says, "It almost looked like she was flirting with me."
I mean, to be fair, I just found out a couple of weeks ago that apparently she had a thing for me too, so, you know, I can't really fault you for thinking maybe.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. You are very charming.
You and everyone else seems to think so. I mean, you know Mercy? You know, Mercy from Prosh?
Oh yes, Mercy from Mercy's Great Emporium.
Yeah, well, I think I might have misinterpreted it a bit, but it almost felt like he hit on me once when we met.
It was probably part of his business strategy.
Well, there you go. But, yeah, just... well, I guess we should get moving in maybe a day or two. Give everyone time to prepare.
That sounds fit. That sounds good. On the subject of the lich, I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be in the vicinity. Yeah, the lich is
Right.
currently in Lundruck.
In Lundruck?
Yeah.
Okay, well, at least we know to stay away from there for the moment. Well, and you know the kind of phylactery we're looking for, yeah?
Yes, I believe it's a fedora.
A hat, yeah. It's supposedly this man is incredibly insane.
Well,
I mean,
all
to be
tend
fair,
to be
you
a little.
kind of. I mean, you kind of have to be insane to rip out your own soul and then put it into something to begin with. So
Depends on your circumstances, really.
I suppose, but still, it's just it's kind of weird. Well, I'm gonna probably wind down for the day now. You have a good one, alright, Daniel?
Right, I'll meet you at the front when it's time to leave. Sound good?
Mm-hmm. And Alex holds out his hand, to like shake it.
He brings his arm around and slaps the hand and gives it a very hearty shake.
Alright. Good to be working with you.
Yeah, very good to be working. It'll be nice to get out of this stuffy tower for a bit.
Alright, well, see you all later. And Alex calls out as he goes down the stairs. Have a good one, Nihilist.
Yeah.
And Alex just kind of leaves the tower and goes off.
By
You
the
would
way,
pass by Rura.
I heard Daniel say, "Get out of this," and then there was your mic cut off. just this place then, I guess.
I don't remember saying get out of this. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
You'll be able to you'll hear my voice completely fine in the recording, so you can just go back to it and see what you missed.
Okay.
Yeah, he passes by Rua and he's like, "Hey, Rua, how you doing?"
You muted.
Nothing makes sense anymore.
But yeah, he says, "You feeling all right?"
She just kind of sighs. She goes, yeah, just not good with enclosed spaces sometimes. And all this, she just motions everything outside. And the fact people are like flying around without wings confuses me.
Yeah, I can imagine. But well, gives people a chance to experience what you've been able to experience for your whole life. That's kind of something amazing, don't you think?
She sighs softly and relaxes a little bit better. She goes, yeah, you're right. I mean, at least they can experience it somewhat this way. It's just, and then she kind of gives a sad smile. She goes, makes you realize that I really am alone around here, isn't it? I'm the only one with wings.
Well, I hope maybe one day you'll have someone to share that excitement with.
She just softly shrugs with a smile. She goes, I have at least one person, yeah. But he does it with a cloak.
Well, maybe you'll get more later on, but who knows. Anyway, you girls gonna be alright?
Rua just shrugs and she goes, as long as I'm outside, I'm good. I don't like enclosed stone spaces.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna wander around town for a bit. Maybe take a day or two to get prepared before we ship out.
Rua stands up and she goes, I'll go with you. Besides, and then she looks kind of eager. She goes, I need to look for a shop with bathing suits.
Actually, I probably need to find one too. I don't really have anything to swim in other than just my jeans.
She kind of beams excitedly when she goes, really? She goes, you're going to get a suit too?
Sure, why not?
She looks excitedly. She like claps her hands. She goes, yay, this will be fun.
You could just hear the smile growing on a certain elf's face.
But yeah, I'll obviously stay out of it when Grisura goes to get hers, because that's clearly a girls only thing for her.
Rua just nods a little, and then she holds up a finger. She goes, it's good to make sure that both males and females are separate. That's what Maid and Butler taught me.
Alright, fair enough. But yeah, can't help me pick out my own in that case, if you want to come with.
She gives him a look. She goes, I'm not going to help you dress.
Well, obviously not, no. Just, well, look good, that's all.
Well, yeah, I mean, I am going to help you find one at least, but it just sounded like as if you also said you want me to help you dress too. So, yeah,
no. I'm goodness, no, I'm sorry if it came out that way. I just meant, like, be an external judge of, like, what looks good on me, that sort of thing.
She smiles now. She goes, okay. And then, out of character, I'm sorry. I couldn't help but tease you about that. You made it so easy.
Yeah.
What's Alar doing while these two just talk?
Staring off into space, watching the cosmos.
Alar,
I mean,
what do
she's got a high enough perception for it. But yeah, what?
Alar says something wrong in the world. My list.
What was that?
You cut out.
So Alar senses something amiss in the force, and she's. God dang it! You know what? Fuck it. I'm just so sorry.
No, you keep cutting off.
Just speak slow. Just try speaking slowly. It might just. I'm sorry.
But Mike.
It's only for one more session. I'm sorry.
I know. It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Let's say says your big sister's senses are tingling. Is that it?
Something like that, yeah.
All right. Well, let's go and see. See what they've got around here. I mean, they're right next to the beach, so they might have something.
So,
Rura nods happily and then she starts to walk out. She goes, "You can find something cute for Emphier, just like how Grisera has her secret lover."
Well, she probably, I don't know what she'd like, but she might not like appreciate me getting something for her that I don't even know her measurements.
Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Rura looks curious. She goes, "But don't you? Some females like to see men without their shirts."
I guess, yeah.
So she goes she goes, "Okay," and then just shrugs and then starts walking off.
And Alex just shrugs himself and then just follows to go shopping, it seems.
alright. So, Allah, what are you doing?
I don't actually. Just
That's fair. I am sorry about the terrible mic quality, but it's the best I could do with what I've got in my house.
I know.
Go shopping with us. You need to make sure that Alex doesn't do anything to my poor mind.
Yeah, go shopping with them.
Besides, I have, what do you call it? I'm not fashionable. I think Alara would be very fashion knowledgeable. Is that it? Is that a word?
No.
Hello? Okay.
Hmm?
Oh, it looked like you were trying to talk. So, Fiona, what are you doing?
But, well, assuming, assuming, assuming that the glyphs are all done, I'm gonna go find. I think I might go find. I'm gonna go find Nalas and Nalas and just check in, see if he's settling in.
He hasn't moved from his little corner, but he seems to be relatively calm.
So, you like what you've seen so far?
I guess it's alright. I don't know.
You cut out a lot there.
I guess it's alright. I don't know.
This very different environment for Brush here. Probably better for you.
I'm just not sure what to do with what to do with myself.
Well, maybe this is a chance for you to find out.
He looks down at that and falls silent.
What you could do now is you could first learn and then decide what to do with yourself.
Yeah, okay. Anything else you want to do, Vienna?
I can't really think of anything else at this point.
Alrighty. Dennis, what about you?
He is still copying down polymorph.
How long will that take?
8 hours total.
Okay, so yeah, his day's filled. Rizura, what are you doing? You probably would have heard them slowly heading out to go shopping on where you are.
Alright, where'd they go? Oh, they're out front. Grisera reluctantly puts the book away and meets with the others.
Alright.
You all set? She then notices Alex and gets a little nervous. You're coming with us?
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, if we are seriously doing the whole, beach idea, then I probably need to get a, swim trunks or something myself. Don't worry. When it comes to choosing one for you, I'll completely remove myself from the situation.
Thank you.
All right, Kagura, what are you planning on doing?
He shelves the book he was just going through, having finished it, and now I guess he's gonna look for another one.
Same subject?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me one more investigation. Well, that's fairly high. Roll me a d20. Alright. Well, looking through the history section, you eventually come along a book that is titled The Origin of Dragon Chocolates. Do you read it?
Kagura glares suspiciously at this and says, "As if it'll get me into his head." And he starts reading it.
Alright. The first few chapter is on the recipe and how you get it done and how you make it absolutely perfect and that it'll just melt in your mouth, and you start to feel a little hungry as you read it. But eventually you get to the actual information you were looking for, being their origin. And I'm just going to show this to people because, yeah, this is what dragon chocolates are. Yeah. Oh. So, it appears that the dragon chocolates were made by a woman who was looking to make a treat that dragons could enjoy on the same level that pseudo-dragons enjoy chocolates. Well, no, wait, fairy dragons enjoy chocolates. It's fairy dragons. She experimented with a lot of different ingredients until she found one that the dragons she tried it on agreed tasted delicious. And she added that ingredient to the dragon chocolates, and thus she made chocolates that even dragons could enjoy.
Chocolates that even dragons could enjoy. When you say pseudo-dragon, do you mean like Dragonborn?
No. There's a dragon
She's
called
talking
a
about the
pseudo.
dragon that tried to steal
I was
his
talking.
Sorry.
There's two dragons that aren't actually dragons. There's the pseudo-dragon and the fairy dragon. Now, I was speaking about the fairy dragon. The fairy dragons love chocolate. And you met one during the festival in Deviants of Chaos, if you remember it.
Yeah, I remember.
Mm-hmm. My old nemesis.
And the book goes into detail about how they're extremely popular because it turns out that in making a treat that dragons could enjoy, she made a treat that all races could enjoy equally as well.
Does it say anything about it having a particular effect on actual dragons?
Well, the book says that it's mildly addicting to anyone who tries it, but it's basically just chocolate, but dragons can eat it too. And enjoy it like a human would.
I assume Kagura is finished with the book at this point.
There is one thing you do notice while reading it. There is no mention of the name, except that it does mention a she during it. Chocolates she made, for example.
Is that that's the rest of the book, right?
Yep.
Okay,
It also goes
shoved-
into details of how they quickly spread in popularity to soon be quite common in most of Mayhem.
he places the book back where he found it and starts to ponder what he just read. So, no way. That couldn't have been how she did it. Those damn chocolates saved an entire island. And Elnath is particularly obsessed with them. I wonder. He decides to take a break from his research and decides to head outside.
Chocolate is always the answer, I agree. So,
Chocolate!
chocolate!
Chocolate! That's one of my weaknesses.
So you head outside, and you can see everyone heading outside, and they're heading for a... I'm just going to move everyone over to the other map. Dennis, I'm sorry, you're still going to be copying the book for quite a bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of you head outside, and you see them heading for a shop marked with a t-shirt, and I'll just make it like this. There we go. There's your shirt shop. Right down there. And Kari, you can see them all heading towards the clothes shop. What do you do?
Okay, he looks down. Sees Alex amongst their numbers, and goes, perfect.
Yeah.
And
Vienna's not going into the clothes shop, by the way. She just tells the others to surprise her, and then she's gonna head off to see if all her old favorite college restaurants are.
Pardon? If all of her
old favorite college age restaurants are still around.
let me check for you. Only one is.
They got and God, they got rid of. That's just depressing.
Instead, in their place there's a near identical similar restaurant, but the food just tastes slightly different when you actually go into them.
That's the worst. I have suffered this particular pain before, or IRL. Like I went back to university after a summer, and they quote unquote updated my favorite restaurant on the campus.
Yeah.
The food was
Sucks.
never the same.
Hell, I don't even eat anything on campus. Maybe save for stuff from vending machines.
So, the rest of you head into the clothes store. shop. That is the word, shop. You head into the clothes shop and it's filled to the brim with different outfits and different things. Mostly summer stuff because it's fairly warm inside the bubble, but there is a winter section that has clothes, suited for cold weather, for people who are heading on the boats or heading to travel. And there is also a swimsuit section. A very small one, but there is one.
Yay! Yay! I'm so sad if there wasn't one.
Gazura is blushing with embarrassment as she tries to hide behind Alar.
There's a few sets of plain pants, shorts for swimming for, guys, and there's a couple of one piece, and then there's a big colorful selection of 2-piece swimsuits.
All right, well, guess I'll go first. Alex searches through the section of beach shorts, like the kinds of shorts that just about come down to your knees, those sorts of ones, and kind of like a boardy shorts, those sort of things.
Mhm.
You know the ones I'm talking about.
Yep.
Boy shorts.
But yeah, the loose fitting ones, almost like ordinary shorts, but just made of material for beach stuff.
Purely coincidentally, there's one exactly like what you're looking for.
That's orange and everything.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Alar and I would agree together that it doesn't matter the style; it matters what's on them.
All right, and Alex finds the one he's looking for. It's basic. I imagine it's basically almost like one for one, like just the same as the vest as he's wearing, only except the design on it's a lot more intricate and colorful than the the little little accents has got down the sides.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry. Rura found just a pair that has like pink flowers on it. She goes over to Alex and goes, "Are these okay?"
That has a pair of what on it?
Pink flowers.
Alex looks at that and he's not feeling that one. Sorry.
Oh, okay. She just walks over and puts it back.
But yeah, he takes the shorts he has and like, all right, get into the changing room, gets it, and then it takes a bit of time, but yeah, he pulls back the curtain and he's just wearing the shorts, showing the the scales that he's been growing.
So you will see a shirtless Alex with scales visible,
and wearing the swim shorts that the beach shorts that he found. Like, all right, what do you girls think?
Rura looks at him.
The scales. I mean, Alar just looks away awkwardly.
Pardon?
He says Alar looks away awkwardly.
Right. She. Sorry. What did she say before that? Something about growing his scales.
After the scales have grown.
Yeah. And he checks in. It's like, yeah, they have a little bit, but it's a slow thing. It's not uncomfortable, and I don't know. I mean, you gotta admit, it looks really nice. I mean, at least I think so.
Rura nods in agreement, and then she claps and she goes, "Those colors look good on you."
Ella, you just look up and down Alex's body slowly. You look to his well-toned figure and the shimmering grey scales, and your face slowly gets redder and redder.
Is that hot in here? That's just me.
It's Kagura floats right up behind LR, gets his mouth right up next to her ear, and goes, "See something alike?"
Alar immediately tries to kick him.
You shouldn't sneak up on a horse. You know that, right?
Nope.
That is natural horse fighting selection.
He manages to float right out of the way.
But, oh, hey, Kagura. You here to pick out a swimsuit too?
Oh, are you?
I'm not really. I'm not too keen on getting my fur wet. But actually, Alex, it's I was looking for you, as a matter of fact.
Oh, yeah. You need to talk about something?
Actually, something came up in my in my little study session, and he thought I would ask Horo something about him for a change.
All right. Just I found some shorts I like, so you know what? I'll go and buy them and get changed, and I'll come back and get you. All right?
I can wait.
Rura just looks at Kagura and she goes, "Aw," and then she picks out the shorts with the pink flowers again. She goes, "But you will look good in these, Kagura."
Roll me a persuasion
Kagura-
check, Rura.
I'm gonna inspire Rura too. Get a D8 with you roll.
Yes. Oh, buddy! Yes!
Do I have to roll a do I have to roll a save against that?
I got a nat 20.
No, you don't have to, because you're a player. You just decide how effective you think Rura is, and based on her nat 20 roll. You decide how generous you want to be.
Yeah, basically she's like giving you a slight hopeful expression while holding like the shorts on the rack with like two hands, like almost like a little cute pouty face.
Like a little
With
puppy.
Like a little
puppy dog.
Like your little
little-
sister.
feathered a little feathered pout.
It-
Puppy pout.
Are you gonna roll for your inspiration, Rura?
Do I have to really?
You don't
So you
have
can see
to.
how up your persuasion was.
It doesn't matter. She rolled it. Let's let
I know
Kagura
that.
talk, guys. Let Kagura talk.
Rura, dear Rura, with all due respect, let me tell you a story. One time, Sorai tricked me into wearing something pink. It was a pink kimono, and he duped me into following him into the southern part of the noble sector, right about where that pleasure house is.
Oh no.
Someone mistook me for a woman, and I swore I was never going to wear pink again.
I quietly hand Rura the same style, except this one is purple. Try this on him.
I was gonna actually do the same thing, like, okay, what about these? But that works. Rura at first was a little sadly that he rejected it, but she also understands. But then when she looks to Grisura, she immediately smiles, grabs those, and she goes, "What about these?"
Look at that face. Look at that face, Kagura.
All right. Well, let's keep rolling here. Alex buys the shorts, and how much do the shorts cost?
About a copper.
All right, about a copper. There we go. Yep. And of course he gets stressed, and then he comes out. He's like, "All right, girls, that's enough." He says he's not in the mood to look for stuff like that. So you all you all find things that suit you. All right. We need to go and talk.
Rura just pouts more, but she goes, "Okay, fine."
Get him the pants anyway.
I am.
Yes.
But yeah, and while the girls are off doing the shopping for the swimsuits, Alex brings Kagura aside.
All right.
All right.
So I'm gonna pause you, Alex, first, and I'm gonna just do their shopping really quick, okay?
Mhm.
Just because
it.
I want to get that out of the way. So, because
Go.
Rura might have to go. It's getting late. So,
Mhm.
you all look to the selection. there's a lot more two-piece than one-piece, but there is a couple of plain one-piece swimsuits available.
Here, Ruru looks thoughtful. She goes, what color do you like, Grisura?
I honestly don't know what looks good on me. Blue?
Ruru like cross around scratch like, oh, that's a pretty color, just like the sky.
Alara raises a fist in the air. Red, like the blood of her enemy.
Ruru kind of pouts at Alara. She goes, no, blue.
You watch as a woman comes over and she gives a smile and she says, well, how about this one with the little clouds on it? Or what I think are clouds. And she offers
Flowers.
the swimsuit to Grisura.
Grisura looks to the others. What do you think?
Ruru tilts her head curiously. She goes, it's blue. So, and then she goes, try it on.
Grisura gulps and goes into the fitting room, and she feels weird changing into a swimsuit, but she comes out and
This is the swimsuit
she's
right
wearing-
here, by the way, people.
and not only is Grisura embarrassed, but you can also see that there's like dozens of scars across her torso. Well,
Ruru's
Alara
eyes.
rubs her chin, and she just says, not bad, pretty good. Got that? You definitely work in that war-torn warrior aspect.
these
Ruru just fine. She goes, see, I knew you look good in blue.
Grisura
she-
looks at herself. What about these on her torso?
Ruru
You
just
cut out.
shrugs, like legit curious, like, what about him?
I mean, I got scars all
They
over me, too.
Don't look. So these don't look gross to you?
Ruru just looks like a little surprised at that, and then she gives her a small smile, like it's supposed to be obvious. She goes, I don't know why they would.
No, I don't see it either. Calling that gross would call me grossness.
Grisura, is there like a mirror nearby?
There is.
Okay, Grisura looks at herself. She is, well, of course, she's shy about showing so much of her body, but she does like the suit. I think this might be the one.
Ruru then can't help but go over and she like grabs Grisura's arm, hugging it close. She goes, really? You're probably going to give the guys a run for their money. Then she pokes her stomach, like, look how fit you are.
Grisura chuckles and lifts up her other arm, showing her bicep and tricep. Years of training. Then she gets an idea. That reminds me, we still gotta find Vierna a suit. And she grins. She grins evenly. Rura, why don't you find the pinkest, most frilliest swimsuit you can find that's in Vierna size?
Ruru grasps loudly and happy and then runs over to the rack to go look.
You can visibly hear Vienna's like,
Oh, I don't think Vierna already has a plan.
You
I'm already
find
gonna buy Kagura a pair of shorts. Might as well get everybody.
you find the suit in question, and you also find a pair of red shorts for Dennis.
Yes. Yes.
That just leaves you and Alar.
Yeah. Like, Vienna is coming back from her disappointing restaurant tour right about now, by the way.
Fair enough.
Okay, well, if she does have it coming in, then she just sees Rua just like looking very happy and proud of herself at finding a swimsuit for everybody, and she just grins.
What about you? Is there any suit you want to buy for yourself?
Rua's smile kind of goes down, and she goes, "I'm not fond of water." And then she flexes her wings and says, "Big wings, feathers, and water, heavy, not a good combination."
Well, you don't have to get in the water to enjoy a beach. You can
And then
just...
she looks a little like confused. She goes, "But I don't have any skin or anything."
Have you heard of a sandcastle?
A what?
A sandcastle.
Rua just blanks at her, completely lost.
Oh boy.
Alright, so I'm gonna speed things along a little bit here. Rura, you pick out a swimsuit of the style you want eventually with their help, and Alar, you're able to get one custom made, and it's done for you in a rush order, so you're able to get it by tomorrow morning, so you'll have that before everyone leaves the town. Okay?
Okay.
It's
Swimsuits for everybody.
it's basically like a set of shorts for your rear and a swimsuit around your chest.
I'll just see you draw that. Demand a picture.
I'm not drawing that. Okay?
Ooh,
you
it sounds like a
sometimes.
challenge.
No. So, is there anything else you guys want to do before we cut back to Alex?
Unless Vienna comes by, not really.
You can roleplay a bit more of that stuff when in the roleplay chat, but this is mostly. Is there anything that can't wait?
Gonna show Fiona her swimsuit.
Alright. So, I'll move on to Alex and Kagura then. So, you all step to the side while the girls do their thing. What do you do?
Alrighty. Alex takes him to him and Kagura to a relatively private spot, and he says, "Alright, what do you want to ask him?"
I stumbled across something rather interesting, and brought me to want to ask. Does Horo remember the first time he's ever tried dragon chocolate?
Alright, I guess I can ask him that. Alright. And Alex pulls out the scroll, and recites the incantation. Yore wa kona ya nate horemasu.
You see the familiar image of your patron appear, and then the words appear, and I've sent them to you privately.
Alright.
In your private chat.
Alrighty, just saw it. And Alex rolls the scroll back up and he says, "Yes, he said he does remember."
Can he talk about it?
Give me a second.
Alright. Give him a... Alright, hang on. Recites it again.
Marco.
Hello.
Porco.
Hellos.
Alright, there you go.
Can I get Vienna a pink polka dot swimsuit?
You may.
All right.
A yellow
Alex,
pink polka dot swimsuit. Maybe. No, not yellow. Yellow.
All right, Alex.
White.
Got
This
Rua. Alex.
and all right. Rolls the scroll back up and he says, he says it was a pretty ordinary day when he got them, and he was asked to try them.
Ordinary? Did the person who offered the dragon chocolates to him happen to be a woman?
Well, he did. No, he did say, hey.
You cut out, Alex.
Sorry. Yeah. You asked that question, and Alex says, "Well, he did say her."
Was
He's-
it?
If you're wondering if it was the first queen, he said yes.
I knew it. I found something that said that a woman that once wanted to make chocolates that even a dragon could enjoy. They explicitly I don't and there wasn't too much context to the situation on why somebody would want to do that, but it just struck me as too much of a coincidence. It sounded like somebody would do out of desperation for when a dragon was attacked, during a dragon attack, or it would be perceived as a dragon attack, I suppose.
Alright, well, there you go. Is there a reason why you ask these questions?
I'm just trying to learn more about my family. And as it turns out, I'm actually not the first one to develop multiple tails.
Well, were you able to figure out how far some of the family members went along and how many tails they got?
Did he ever find out did he ever read how far along they went?
It never specified how many tails they had, no.
It didn't say exactly how many. It never said exactly how many tails the first queen, or her mother had. It just said that they had them. But that's not the ominous part about it, though.
No?
Everything about the first queen's life after, when I tried to find every story I read about the first queen stopped at when she had her first daughter.
And after that, it's like history's been stricken from the record or something?
That's exactly what it looks like.
That doesn't seem right.
So it was still helped me figure out more about what happened. Evidently, my ancestor, or Kagari, Queen Kagari, he was able to tame Mahem with homemade chocolates, and she had multiple tails, as did her mother. Anything else, though? Anything else? I couldn't find it.
I mean, I don't know, maybe the chocolates helped, but it doesn't really seem like you could just subdue someone with chocolates alone.
I can think of one person that you could subdue with those chocolates.
Yeah?
Elnath.
Yeah, he does seem to be really addicted to them. Kind of weird.
Weird for an elf, maybe.
Hmm. Wait, are you suggesting that... What are you suggesting?
I think Elnath is a dragon.
Okay. That's... I mean... Okay, what else, aside from just the fact that he likes these chocolates, that implies that you think that?
That he know he seems to he just happens and seems to know everything that's going on. Like he's been able to see everything, like he's seen everything start from the beginning.
So, Jule pretty much sees everything. Is she a dragon too?
Who?
Jule, your grandmother. She apparently can see everything too. Does that mean she's a dragon too?
She sees everything. She sees everything within her network of spies.
Well, then she's also like a really high-end wizard, which, you know, wizards, they kind of are weird. Like, all right, well, I think I can see what you're getting at here. It's just, I don't know. It's it's a bit hard to believe, honestly.
And also his magical capabilities. He knows an awful lot of magic for a mere archer.
So I'm just some kid from literally nowhere, and yet I know a lot of magic.
You're a warlock, and one that receives his power from the dragon the legendary dragon himself, no less.
Okay, yeah, you got a point. Just, I don't know. I'm having a hard time processing it. Really, it just seems out of it. Maybe I just lack creativity or something.
Maybe I'm grabbing at straws here. I have no evidence on anything pertaining to Elnath, but at the very least what I said, Horo was able to confirm or my suspicions about his connection to my family, even if it was something trivial in hindsight.
Well, sorry you couldn't find more of what you're looking for, man.
I found enough for me to sleep on for a while. With any luck, it'll come to me one way or another. And who knows? Maybe if it doesn't necessarily say anything bad happened with Queen Kagari and her mother, or when they obtained multiple tails. So who knows? Maybe I'm in the clear after all.
Maybe. It's just, look, Kagura, before you head off, just can you just hear me out for a minute?
Shoot.
I'm worried about you, man. I seriously am. You've been running yourself ragged over this whole thing since the announcement of what happened. I can't understand what you're going through. I sincerely can't. It must be tearing you up.
You mean after my family's sanctum was attacked?
Yeah. It's just, I'm worried about you. I'm worried that you're putting too much stress on yourself. Too much pressure. I mean, you're the prince. I get it. Pressure is gonna come with the territory, but don't overdo it, okay?
I just want to figure out what's been going on all this time, so I know what to do to stop it.
Well, I'm not entirely sure what I can do, but you know, you can always count on me when when you can.
I know. I've, if despite for all that's happened, I at least know there are some people around me I can trust with my life.
Alex slowly nods, and he just moves in closer and gives Kagura a hug.
Now, you've heard me ramble on with conjecture all this time. How about I tell you a secret in return?
Sure, I guess. I mean, what's one more secret for me to keep?
That story I told Rura, I made it up. Sarai never tricked me. Sarai never tricked me into putting on a pink kimono. He did, however, stop someone else who did. When I thanked him, he told me we're even.
Well, no. Too bad you won't be joining us, but I guess when you're like 80% fur, that kind of is what happens.
Well, now that I think about it, Rura and Alar are probably going to be in worse shape with water than I am.
Well,
If they
we'll take this as it comes. For now, we need to focus on getting rid of that lich.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll find the phylactery.
Be sure to get your armor touched up before we leave, okay?
Yeah. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. These royal threads of mine don't do me any good on a battlefield.
I mean, hey, look, they're good. They're good to wear when you're out and about. But you know, you need to go for practicality. I mean, I can walk around with basically nothing because and the scales and all, but you don't have that luxury.
But do you want to though? You must feel you have to feel pretty. You have to feel pretty. You have to feel you stand out a lot with not having scales coming out of your chest like that.
Yeah. Honestly, I do feel that a little bit, but it's also I'm also kind of proud of it in a way.
You're happy that those scales are silver, aren't you?
Well, yeah, that is a bit of it, but I will admit, it's also because it shows how close me and Horo are. That the bond we have isn't some made-up thing. It's real.
Well, whatever. Well, I'm starting to think Horo is someone we can trust too.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you think that. I'm sure he'd be really appreciated to hear that too.
You're saying he can't hear me say it now?
It's well, he hears all my thoughts, so he knows that you said it.
Well, I guess considering I'm a descendant of an old friend of his, I was gonna have to warm up to him eventually.
Well, for what it's worth, I'm glad we had this conversation. So, thanks for pulling me aside to answer those questions for you.
Likewise. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to pick out swim trunks.
And touch up that armor. Don't forget.
Well, we're not going. Well, it's not like we're charging towards the Lich's hideout. right away. I can spare a few minutes to relax, can't I?
Fair enough. Just, keep it in mind. I don't want you getting any hurt that you need to be.
Alright. So, that's where we're going to wrap up today's session. Hope you all had fun.
Magic can make even the cringiest look fabulous, I find.
Well,
I'm sorry,
that
what did
backfired.
you say, Wed?
Look at the chat and you'll understand.
Oh.
So,
You put the suit on and then cast Eagle Splendor on it.
thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you for next week's episode. Bye bye.
Beach party!